Alrighty, YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. So the 49ers got pretty active today while I was at work, so I wasn't able to obviously get these videos up as soon as I wanted to get them up. But obviously, Eric Armstead was the news broke about him being released eventually last night, and then today it opened the legal tampering period, so a lot of teams are able to talk with a lot of these free agents and try to work deals, and the 49ers were one of those teams that were fairly active today. So pass rusher Leonard Floyd has agreed to terms with the 49ers. It is a 2-year deal worth $20 million. So initially, he was with the Buffalo Bills last year. Leonard Floyd, he signed with them last year in June. His signing ended up being one of general manager Brandon Beane's best moves in 2023 with the Bills. He started 16 games with Buffalo in the regular season as one of the leaders of the defensive line rotation. He ended 2023 tying his career high of 10.5 sacks, the most by a Bills player in a single season since Lorenzo Alexander had 12.5 in 2016. And Leonard Floyd even said during, his locker room cleanout that, for me, I'm always going to go where the money goes, play for another team, but I'd rather be here, but it is what it is. It's a business. I'm going to go wherever my agent feels like we can get the most money from. And that's seemingly what he's doing. It seems to me that the Niners were probably one of the teams that offered him kind of the number that he was looking for, all while also having a chance to contend for a Super Bowl. Now, Leonard Floyd's 31 years old. He was drafted number 9 overall by the Bears in 2016, but he was released before the 2020 season. Even though the team had exercised the 5th-year option on his rookie contract, he spent the next 3 seasons with the Rams. He also won the Super Bowl against the Bengals, won Super Bowl LVI. In his 8 seasons, he's got 58 sacks, 122 quarterback hits, and 370 tackles. Very good signing by the 49ers, to be completely honest, in my opinion. I get he is older for a pass rusher, but he's coming off of a very, very, productive season. I think with Leonard Floyd, I think you're getting a guy that not only is a veteran presence to some of the younger guys in the locker room on the defensive line, but you're also getting a guy that, not only is going to be a mentor, but he's going to be a productive pass rusher. And as much as the 49ers rotate these defensive linemen, I think a guy like Leonard Floyd is going to fit in perfectly, and I do like the signing without a doubt. So here's the thing. Obviously I know, like myself, I really, really want Danielle Hunter. I want the Niners to do absolutely everything in their power to sign and to get Danielle Hunter to the Bay Area. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with them not potentially getting Danielle Hunter. I'm not sure, though. It seems to me that the Niners may have called about Danielle Hunter. Maybe he was wanting too much money, and the Niners probably thought, I don't think we're going to be able to make that work. We can get a guy like Leonard Floyd, who is a very productive player. We can put him, opposite side of Nick Bosa, and and he can be a productive, defensive lineman for us. Now, this kind of means to me that Chase Young's probably not going to be back, which kind of was expected when he was initially traded for. I think a lot of people expected Chase Young to be a 1-year rental. That's really what it was. The Niners were able to get him, for a 3rd-round pick. Not a lot whatsoever. The Niners knew that they were, in win-now mode, and when they went and got him, obviously, there were some games where he struggled, but he played a pretty good Super Bowl. I thought Chase Young played pretty well for us overall. But this, to me, is a kind of telling factor that Danielle Hunter to the Niners and Chase Young to the Niners, or back to the Niners, is probably out of the equation now. I just don't see a situation where the Niners would re-sign Chase Young after they just gave Leonard Floyd, a 2-year, $20 million contract with $12 million of that money guaranteed in year one. So, we'll see what happens, of course. I mean, obviously, this is just the beginning of the free agency and whatnot, but I do like Leonard Floyd. I love the signing. I think he's a very productive player. I think he's going to bold well with this defensive line, and obviously, the hope is that he is can live up to. The hope is that he can complement Nick Bosa well. Like, obviously, when we traded for Chase Young, it wasn't a situation where like Chase Young was a complete game changer, and I don't expect this Leonard Floyd signing to be that either. But I definitely think that we can get just about the same production in Leonard Floyd as we can with Chase Young, and he's much, much cheaper. So, obviously, we'll see what happens with Leonard Floyd. I definitely think, I think the talk with Joey Bosa to the Niners, Danielle Hunter and Chase Young back to I think what this move tells me is that those options are probably off the table. I think a lot of those guys want too much money for the Niners, and I just don't think for the Niners' sake that it makes too much sense, but you never know. The Niners love their D linemen, and obviously it's not the only defensive lineman that we inked to a deal today, so I'll be covering that in the following video. But yeah, obviously let me know what you guys think of the Leonard Floyd signing in the comments down below. I get it, he's 31 years old. He is kind of more on the tail end of his career, but he's still a very, very productive player, and I would fully expect him to complement Nick Bosa extremely well on, the opposite edge of him. So let me know what you guys think of this move in the comments down below. But yeah, as always, go Niners. I'll see you guys in the next one.